Hey guys, what's up? It's Karl, and today's episode I thought it'd be great to go over my tech essentials. I know that I don't travel as much anymore. I think that's kind of completely shut down, but I still though have my everyday carry that I bring to my studio or wherever I film. Sometimes that might be at home as well. So we'll kind of go through my tech favorites or what my essentials are of this year, and hopefully this just gives you a chance to see what tech I rock and maybe inspire you to upgrade some of your tech game. Let's start with the pack, of course. And I think this comes in at no surprise. It is the Air SF Fit Pack version 2. No surprise, I've rocked Air SF stuff for years here on the channel. You guys know that I absolutely love them. They're made with ballistic nylon. They have pretty much no branding. And this X-Pack collection has orange on the inside, and of course, orange is the weird fetish on the channel. This obviously had to be the one that I picked. So the thing that I love about these packs is, of course, that front-loading zipper. You can access all of your tech, all of your goodies inside. It has this handy little shoe compartment. You can stick all of your smelly socks, shoes. I typically have my gym kicks in there. In the back, you've got more than enough room for a laptop. You can stick a 15-inch in there, a tablet, and of course, any little accessories. Love these packs to death. I kind of swear by them. They also introduced a small little slim pouch. These come in a bunch of different colorways and just help you stay organized. So if you want to throw, say, your smartphone, you can throw pens, you can throw SD cards into this handy little pouch, and it just makes your life so much easier. I always misplace stuff. Having key essentials like this, I think, are a must in anyone's normal day-to-day life. Next off, we're gonna switch on over to the headphone game, and big shout outs to Sennheiser for sponsoring this episode. These are the CX400BT earbuds. I've used them before back at the end of 2020, and they kind of continue to be in my pack moving into 2021. And right now they've dropped down the price of these earbuds to $100, which is a really solid sale considering how good the sound quality is. They've got 7mm drivers, and Sennheiser is always renowned for their audio quality. I actually use a Sennheiser microphone right here to record all of the audio in the studio. They've got 7 hours of playback, plus an additional 13 with the charging case to bring you up to 20 hours, so easily will last you the entire day. And out of all earbuds that I've used, I think they have the best locking mechanism. So once they're in your ear, you just need to twist them counterclockwise and they are snug. Maybe the most snug earbuds that I've used. So I use them when I'm working out here in the studio. I use them pretty much in my commute day to day. And now with that sweet sale that's going on, they've dropped them to $100. So definitely recommended for that price category. You cannot beat this for $100. For my over-the-ear headphones, slightly controversial. I'm still trying to give the AirPods Max some love. I am on the iOS game. So of course I've got my iPhone, I've got my MacBook, I've got my iMac behind me. Love the iOS integration. So I know these are super expensive. $550, the most expensive headphones that I've used. Do I think they are worth it now, still 2 months down the road? I still don't think I can recommend a pair of headphones this expensive. If you can't afford it, you probably already own them. Curious to see what Sony brings for their WH-1000 Mark Vs this year. Something though that I can say 100% is worth it from Apple is the 13-inch MacBook Pro. So this is the one that saw the M1 chip introduced end of 2020. This is the best update coming to a MacBook or a Mac computer, maybe in a decade? I'm bold enough to say that, I think. The M1 chip is such a powerhouse. So for all of the stuff that we do here on the channel, editing 4K footage is the main go-to. It's what I spend 80–90% of the time doing. This handles that footage better than my $5,500 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is super sad, but that just shows how good the optimization is of Mac OS with their now in-house built silicon. Huge props to Apple. They've come down in price slightly and expect to see the updated 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro with the new M1X or the M2 chip in 2021. So if you haven't hopped on the train just yet, wait around till we get those updates. I think spring, maybe even sometime in the summer, we will get a new MacBook line. But still, gotta give Apple huge props to where it's due. I think the main winner is the battery life, 20 hours on a laptop. That's nuts. For my smartphone carries, I try to limit that to 2. I know that's sometimes tough when so many devices come out. So my daily, of course, 12 Pro Max. The only reason I've gone to the max size is because of the battery life. I prefer the 12 Pro, the standard 12. I think the size is better, but just having the extra juice for the 12 Pro means I can last till the end of the day, and lasting longer is typically better in life. Over on the Android side of things, I test out the latest. That has been the Samsung Galaxy S21. I'm rocking it in the Thanos colorway, the purple with the gold. I love some things, like they've reduced the price, but I don't love the plastic build. I don't like some of the sacrifices they've made. If you want to see my full review, over the shoulder linked up this way for you guys to check out. Being in the creative space, the most important thing in anyone's backpack has to be a camera. So I'm still team Sony. I'm using an older camera. It's the A7R III. I haven't upgraded, I think, in 2 years. I was tempted to get the A7S III. I know they improved the color science. It now has that flippable OLED screen, but Sony just dropped the A1, which is an absolute beast spec-wise, probably overkill for this channel, so it can record 8K 30 frames, more importantly, 4K at 120, $6,500. So you can either choose to get a car or a camera. I still think the A7S III is a better use for this channel. I'm probably gonna get 2 of them, one for my A-roll, one for the B-roll. And I kind of go back and forth. I think like every spec head, every camera junkie, every tech junkie, is that upgrade worth it? Are we at that point of diminishing returns? Will I get that much better footage out of an A7S III than my R3? Am I in love with this camera? Yeah, 70, 80%. There are some things I don't like. The color science isn't as good. I guess that's why we all watch these YouTube videos. One little accessory though that I'd love to share new to this year are these Pro Mist filters. So I have one on this cam and on the camera that we're recording with right now. It kind of gives the scene a bit more of a cinematic look. It makes some of the lighting a bit hazier, but I'm not too sure if you've noticed the difference. Let me know. Maybe we'll record one clip with and one clip without to let you guys decide. Next up in the pack, maybe my favorite to talk about, is the accessories. So you can kind of see the big grin on my face. I am the biggest sucker for stationery. So all things notebooks, all things pens, I have this weird fetish for. I want to share these 2 new ones from Grovemade. They make some of the coolest things. Big fan of their products. For example, this desk mat is from them. Some of the shelves over my shoulder this way are from Grovemade. They even have this new funky holder for your headphones so I can place them there when I get to the studio, but that is not really in my carry. I want to talk about these. Titanium pen and task knife. And for any of you that are into stationery, into pens, having heft, I said that right. It's the overall weight of a pen is so important. It just feels so nice to write with. I still love to jot down all my notes, all my video ideas in a notebook. The task knife, made completely out of stainless steel. One piece, it is the new unboxing knife for my channel. Once again, has that same heft. It feels cool, it looks dope. I have no idea why I'm into weird things like that. But those are accessories, of course, links below. Maybe the most important accessory to get all my creative stuff done is this little CalDigit dock. Since I am rocking the MacBook Pro, all I need is one USB-C cable, and then I can transfer all my footage from my SD card for my camera through this to my MacBook. You'll get all the other useful little ports, but honestly, the main one that I use is the SD card slot. Super handy and one of the fastest dongles or docks that I've used to date. And my last essentials that come in my pack are the fun ones. I, of course, travel with my Nintendo Switch everywhere, as Zelda is my favorite video game series. I still am rocking Link's Awakening, still am playing good old Breath of the Wild. I think I sadly still play my Switch more than my next-gen consoles. You can see my PlayStation 5 collecting dust off to the side. I just do not have the time for console gaming, and maybe one of my coolest little additions, maybe part of that stationary game, is this new Zelda manga book. These are a limited edition line. Probably definitely a bit biased, but it's just one of the things I like to actually read when I have a couple minutes of downtime every single day. So those are my essentials. I know that there's a lot of them, but they surprisingly all fit into my pack. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that we went through a ton of stuff, so remember, everything is linked down below. If you have any suggestions for upgrades, stuff that I maybe need on a daily basis that I'm kind of missing out on, and should I upgrade my cameras to the A1 or just stick with the A7S III or stick with what we're recording with right now, the R3s? Let me know down below, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch the rest of you in one of my next ones. Peace.